Alright, so I watched Agatha All Along, episode 5, and I gotta say, I think this is my least favorite episode. Mostly just because of like pacing and some humor just really didn't work for me. Like, I thought the bit where Agatha turned into Mrs. Hart was just super cringy. And I think this might also be the um the shortest episode in terms of runtime. Like, I saw that it was only like 31 minutes with credits. Marvel, why? It's so ridiculous. Um, but yeah, aside from that though, I still didn't hate it. Like, it was so fine, but Jesus. Um, I gotta say, I think my favorite part about the show though is the willingness to make a show about bad people. You know, I feel like so many times, like we get like Suicide Squad movies where at the end of the day they're not really bad people, and it's like, they're the heroes at the end of the day. I just one thing that I do enjoy about this is that this isn't like the Suicide Squad movies where we're taking villains, but they're not the real villains. They're even worse villains. And even if you want to say that they're villains, well, they're saving the world and or whatever. I kind of like where we're at right now, where Agatha's a bad person. She just is. And she's not a bad person saving the world. She's a bad person going on a journey for her own selfish desires. And I think that Catherine Hahn is so good in the role, and I think that they do a good job of giving her like enough humanity in order for us to still enjoy watching her on screen and enjoy, sympathizing with her to a certain extent. I like that, and this is just the first comic book property that I feel like has committed to making a show about bad people. Although, to be fair, there were some animated Suicide Squad movies that did that as well. So shout out to Batman, Assault on Arkham, and Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. Those are actually decent movies where the Suicide Squad were just a bunch of villains. But yeah, I enjoyed everything with like Agatha being confronted by the demons of her past, like her mom and whatnot, and her son, apparently the ghost of her son, I guess, was also around town, although he didn't possess anybody. Although I will say another criticism is that I just wish this show was like genuinely scary, because it's not really. Like, it's fun scary, I guess. Like, I do think it's fun and kind of creepy, but I feel like they could have gone a little farther with some genuine horror. So there's that. Now, then there was, of course, the big reveal at the end of it all, which is that the teen is, in fact, the Scarlet Witch's son, because there's a moment where the teen was like, you suck, Agatha, you all suck. You witches are just doing things selfishly or whatever, and I'm not gonna be like that. And then Agatha says, "You're just like your mother," which was I think is kind of interesting, because I guess Scarlet Witch did begin her character arc wanting to be selfless, but by the end of it all, she ended up the way that she ended up, right, in WandaVision and in Multiverse of Madness. So I wonder if that's kind of like hinting at an inevitability of witches being bad people. I did find that interesting. And yeah, and then he obviously gets the little Scarlet Witch crown on his head. I will say I'm still unclear onto how exactly this is all going to work out. Like, Scarlet Witch's kids weren't real. They were figments of her imagination. So is this going to be one of her kids from like another universe? Are we getting into multiverse bullshit? Maybe he's just a figment of her imagination that she just left behind when she died. I mean, I guess you could explain it that way. It is interesting that he has memories of his parents, I wonder if those are just memories from WandaVision, maybe. I feel like that could be a thing. So it'd be interesting what they do here. So I do like that this hasn't, this has kind of evolved from just being well, every week we're doing an escape room. I do like that we've ended in a place, in an interesting place where I think hopefully next episode picks up and it's not just them doing another escape room. I feel like now we're getting character reveals and character conflicts that are actually pretty interesting. So yeah, still enjoying the show. Not loving it. This episode's runtime in specific feels especially not great for what they're trying to do here. But yeah, in general, still enjoying the show. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.